On the worms, doing great, honestly. Um, Whether they're breeding at the highest level or they're eating and creating castings at the highest level, they are happy worms out here. I mean, this bin is cool to the touch, and they are just spread out deep. I mean, it really is working in this mass. It seems to, with keeping it damp, seems to allow these worms to survive just fine in an unair conditioned shop. You know, I even have a top on it, but the breathability of the bag, the amount of mass, and obviously keeping it damp seems to be working. I think there's in a low amount, yeah, the transfer of temperature is more drastic when it's wet, but in this larger amount, stationary, it seems to be working just fine. So you don't need to be air conditioned. The blues and the reds do just fine. And I mean, I'm selling worms out of these bins very easily, and it's a real easy process. Obviously, you have to have some space, and it's nice to have things like this to move them around so they're not stuck. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this situation right now. It's taken my load of work down to pretty much zero at this point. I'm going to give them a little bit of feed right now, a little bit of water, and they're done. This is definitely working too. Castings and the as litter. Now you have to deal with it a little differently, but for the most part, it works just fine. Remy, hey, Rem, leave him alone. So, just gonna give him a little bit of feed, and even though they had some left, I got a busy week, so I just want to make sure that they have what they need. And yeah, these lids are nice. It's a sheet of this plastic backing for a kitchen. You get it in a 4x8 foot sheet. I cut it in half with a razor blade, easiest stuff to cut. And then they kind of fold in perfectly so that nothing can get in there, like cats and stuff to use as a litter box. Seems to be working pretty good. These guys are going to enjoy this little snack. Let me get my... What's up, cat? We got a lot of people coming in this week. We got my wife's family. My nephew and his girlfriend are coming, so we got a full house coming, which is fine. Missed. 1 second. So I'm able to bring this hose right inside. This hose was set up in the shop before, and now it's... Actually, I'm not misting it. I'm just going to do a shower. You can use a little extra water. We're just going to soak them down. May seem like a lot of water to some, but it is not, especially when you're running them outside like this. Nice and cool this morning, so they like this. But what I'm finding is that they do hang out throughout. They're not just at that top 3-inch layer. They are deep. So they go where they need to go. I got to bring them some fresh compost. It's time. Honestly, I've been neglecting them a little bit, not for any other reason than I've been busy, and they can take the abuse a little bit. They're fine. As long as you're feeding them and watering them. I should come through and maybe flip one of these things and get them all pulled out, see what I have, see what's been happening in there. So that's a lot of water. It'll drain through a little bit. It's fine. 1 second, let me unfuck this hose. Give me 1 second. Behave. So basically all I do is I grab it like this, you fold it in half, bring it over to this side, and it pretty much falls into place just like that. I mean, I have the hose in there right now, but it sits like that, so they work. I already had it, so it's nice. And then we got this one, a little bit fuller. See the lines on the bags? They push out. It's kind of deceiving the way they sit. This one looks nice too. Got some other creepy colors. I see some earwigs and stuff like that in there. This is just a nice, beautiful base. Come over here. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of worms in this. Actually, you can see right here. I covered it yesterday. There's still some food in there. So I'm not going to feed these ones. There's a lot more food in this one than there is on that one. But anyway, just a quick little video update. Worms are doing good. Just had somebody come pick some up yesterday. And yeah, it's kind of like a passive little thing happening now for me completely. I'm not putting a ton of effort into it. My castings are sitting here, getting better and better. There is definitely some worm production because I've been selling thousands and thousands of worms out of it. And it's just like a very nice, peaceful thing that I can do while I'm doing other things. I did end up going to that knife show, biggest one in the world, and I did very, very well. I brought my new design and it blew up very well. Sold a bunch of them, had great conversations with people, so that was a success, and I will continue on that road, probably more so than I did with the worms, right? I like where I'm at with these worms, very much so. It's a very simple, controlled process now. But, yep, thanks for watching. I'm going to post this to the YouTube, and there'll be more content to come. I know I've been slacking on it, but I've been busy doing other shit, and that's all there is to it. So, you know, I apologize. You have a good one. Take it easy. Thanks.